Another quick garden update. I'm starting in another unseen corner of the garden this time. This is up around the main water tank. We've got a couple of gourds growing. Quite big. Just some random flowers and things. It's Easter weekend, so it's Easter Sunday. It's quite a nice day. It's reasonably early still. I've got things to do today. We have had mice up in the ceilings of the house. Yesterday I actually caught two, and it had two traps with mice in them. But we've also bought these rat traps, and we've just got one here and one up around the other shed. We haven't seen any rats, but we thought we'll get some and see if we catch anything. Let's see. There's lots of weeds at the moment. The head gardener's had a minor operation, not for anything serious, but she's still recovering, so hasn't been a lot of gardening. It's also the change of seasons, of course, so we're pulling out old stuff from the gardens and we'll put new stuff in. This is some seaweed we got from our local beach. We don't see it there very often. It's a very stony sort of beach, but we saw someone grabbed it, so we'll put that in a tub full of water somewhere because it's good. Makes good fertilizer for the gardens. I think this courgette is coming close to the end. I think we're a bit sick of courgettes, but we got loads of them. Too many to do anything with, and we'd often forget to pick them and they'd end up huge. We've got beans now starting to grow up around this, which will be nice. There's radishes. I also sometimes let them go a little bit too long. They get a bit woody. We've got sunflowers. I think those tomatoes are done as well. Probably pull them out. They're almost falling over. There's an example of what happens if you don't pick your courgettes in time. They turn into giant marrows. The asparagus is getting close to being ready to have the tops chopped off. So when they go yellow, you chop them at the base there, and then we're just leaving them there at the moment, and then eventually we'll just pull the whole lot out and they should be ready to go again next year. Citrus trees are doing well. This is the grapefruit. This is the only tree I haven't actually seen any fruit on yet, but I was pretty ruthless about picking off the buds and the flowers. So next year that should hopefully get a lot of fruit. This one's got fruit on it. It's doing pretty well. I have had quite a few passion fruit. Trim that back a bit. It probably needs a bit more of a prune once it finishes fruiting. There's actually two varieties there, and it took me a while to remember that one of them is, here's a passion fruit, one of them is sort of yellow. There's one of those. These ones don't go purple. They're more sort of a yellow colour, but I've been eating them. They're really nice. What else do we have? Lime tree's still doing well. Lemon tree's doing well. This mandarin seems to be doing okay. We've cleared quite a lot out of here. Got a capsicum there with there's a nice capsicum. We did have potatoes in here, and now there's just random little potatoes all over the place. We've also been getting strawberries. There's a nice strawberry. I believe that's millet. And we've got one avocado. That tree's starting to do pretty well as well. Quickly go around. My grapes, Still not sure the best way to prune these, but I have actually got some grapes, just a few. There's some more there. The second grapevine, I haven't seen anything on that this year, so I'll have to keep an eye on that. Lots of flowers still. Lots of weeds. So every time we see those, we pull them out. We seem to be getting an awful lot of the sort of nightshade stuff. So you have to pull it out fairly quickly. Some nice flowers. The grasses are all doing well. More flowers. And of course we've got the gum tree, so you see these things all over the place. Probably pull out some of those. So flowers. So my boneyard of things I collect from the beach. More flowers there. I don't think I've shown this before, but this is a little garden ornament sign I made with all the important destinations on it. Some nice poppies. And we did have lots of sunflowers, but we've pulled most of those out now. And there's still a few of them around. You can see a few there. And we've got feijoas. So the feijoa hedge is in here. Just getting fruit on these now. It's quite a few. But you can see how these ones are a little bit more healthy than the ones on the end here because they're more sheltered. So we're actually going to put some big stakes in against these just to give them a bit more support from the wind. And then round here we've got guavas. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there's some fruit on there. There's a few of those. More guavas there. And another one over there. And then one of the main things we did is we had the big trees cut down, the Paulownia trees. They were always dropping branches, and one of them was actually hollow all the way through. So we've had those cut down, and we had all the branches and things turned into mulch, and we're sort of building paths and things all through here. And we also had a nice pile of compost delivered, which we have to move. You can see all the remains of the branches. One unfortunate thing was when they chopped the trees down, they managed to damage old Nutty here, but I think he should bounce back. And I did get one walnut off him, so that's a good sign for the future though. Let's sort of see how this will all be spread out around here. There's the remains of the giant sunflowers, and you can see how big those were. Giant things. There's seeds all over the place, so we'll be getting those coming up again next season, I imagine. More poppies. Look over here. You can see how this tree was pretty hollow, so eventually that probably would have come down. We'll fill those up with compost and grow things in them, I guess. And there's some squash, I think they are. This is another one of our rat traps. Let's see. No, that's still set. For bait in those, I use coconut meat. So you buy a fresh coconut and use a little bit of the coconut flesh. Works really well in mouse and rat traps. Another sunflower. So up along here, I definitely fixed the leak in Humpty. It was leaking up around that pipe, all down the side there, and the ground here was very mushy. But it still seems quite wet, so we're a bit worried that the pipe, it goes from Big Shed under to fill up Humpty, might be leaking. So that might be something we have to look at. The head gardener moved one of the compost bins. So there's the compost bin. And when I say she moved it, she only moved the bin. So we've got a compost mould there. There's another one of the giant marrows. We got more firewood in for winter. It's not stacked as neatly as my friend Dave, but that'll do for a couple of years. And then in the cat prison, don't see any cats. And then we cleaned up that corner. I just tried to flatten things out a bit. It was getting a bit piled up. Just try to spread out the load. There's poo geckos. Horrible, horrible birds. They scream, they run around, chase each other. They eat baby ducklings. I don't know why people like them so much. They're just awful. There's one of the cats. Hello, Georgie. And more flowers. A little palm garden. That one there still seems pretty small. There's Milo on the driveway. And our little courtyard. One thing we did get was these orange pumpkins. Never really seen orange pumpkins before. I always thought it was just a cartoon type thing. Peanuts cartoons, that kind of thing. But no, you really do get them. There's another strawberry down there. I think we'll put more strawberries in here. And the olive tree. But the weather's meant to be bad today. It's meant to be showery later. But so far, it's actually quite a nice day. So, and there's Milo. He's ready for a day in Big Shed. I think he wants to help me. Don't you, Milo? Oh, you're a good boy. I think that'll do.